Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody.
Good
Got Carol and
evening.
stuff here. We missed y'all last week.
Yes.
Now, before we get started, I need everybody to like, click, and share. Okay. And also hit that money app. So, like, click, and share, everybody.
And
So,
this is a
Carol,
community conversation.
yeah, this is a community conversation with Carol and stuff. We missed y'all. Had to, we had to take a little break, but last week, regroup,
And
but we're back.
remix it. Yeah, we had to
Yeah, we missed.
remix.
So yeah, we had to. You know, we the golden girls. So the golden girls. We had to get some rest.
That's right. Thank you for being a friend.
Ooh.
I know that's right, girl. Yes. So we getting up in age. Thank you. Hi, how you doing, Patrick? We getting up in age, so we be having to get our rest. Hey,
Hey,
Bada,
I know who Bada is.
the Bada
Hey,
one,
Bada.
nurse
That's
one,
one of the baddest chicks in the.
Mister,
That's one of the baddest chicks in Flint right there.
Miss J. Thank you,
Hey,
Miss
Miss J.
J.
Thank you, Miss J.
We appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. And like Steph said, remember to click like and share. This is still Black History Month. We kind of fell off a little bit because we had to regroup. We were colliding with some important things that we often cover in the community, which was the council meetings and things of that nature, school board meetings. So it just wasn't a good day. So we're going to try this. Hi, AJ. We're going to try
Hey, Jay,
Tuesdays
how
at
you
7
doing?
o'clock. And we don't want to hold you up because it's been a lot going on, Stephanie.
Girl, breaking news, breaking news, breaking news.
Yes.
But
Drop
producer J, drop it. Drop it.
drop the beat. And this is what's going on. Right about now, they're wrapping this up. And this is up at Hasselbrink with our very own city councilwoman, Tanya Burns.
Shit, look, I
Departments
corresponded.
told to come here, and it's
I
not your
still
fault because I
correspond.
know that you're going on orders.
Listen, I don't know the exact sequence of events, but my lieutenant told me to come out here because things were being taken from the property.
Okay,
That's why I was called out.
right, and so do not have a court order? Do you have a court order to stop? We have to have a court order.
So we don't have anything. We can't.
So were people stopped from taking things? Because then it becomes the judge was very clear. The judge was very clear.
Little pretext. This is
Not
Hasselbring.
yet. We're not yet.
People were told through surrogate from the mayor. Yeah.
From the mayor. So, and I don't want you guys, I was in court. The court specifically stated that the city cannot be even on this property. They cannot even go in the building. So to ask for access, you're violating the judge's orders.
We're already beyond that now. Like we got that settled like 5 minutes before you showed up.
Okay. Okay.
Like I said, we're gonna go handle our business. You guys handle yours, and we'll whoever's vehicle is this. So
It's mine. It's Councilwoman Tanya Burns' car.
okay.
So let me ask you this.
Yeah.
If we bring them bitches back over here and load them up and go with them,
Take the truck back there and load them up.
that you saying no interference.
Like
So-
I said, there was some issue with something that was inside the building, and that's been resolved, correct?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I said they did. Yeah, it's
Okay.
been resolved.
Okay. And then, so, like the councilwoman is saying, we don't have, it's a civil issue at this point. We don't know who it's
Yeah. And I do want you guys,
we can't get involved.
the county, yeah, their millage money comes from the county. The city does not, the city doesn't give any funds to this.
We're gonna get out of here, okay?
Yeah, I'm gonna move it. Thank you, Ro. No, just hold my phone and keep it on there. I ain't letting
All right, Jay.
Mayor out here intimidating people.
So let me fill you in. Today, there was a town hall meeting up at Hasselbrink held by our very own County Commissioner Del Rico Lloyd. Now, as you all may know, I am speculating and predicting that County Commissioner Lloyd will run for mayor of the city. Now, here's the problem how Hasselbrink got in this pickle because Miss Bev, who is the director up there at Hasselbrink, allowed McDonald Riven to come up there and campaign, who was running against running for the same position that our mayor wanted. So when she allowed McDonald Rivet to come speak, that is when Haskell, because he called her the day of and said, shut it down. McDonald Rivet couldn't speak. And Miss Bev said she absolutely could speak because we allowed you to speak and we allowed everybody, all candidates, to have the same opportunities. So because of that, she didn't cancel it and she endured backlash and it resulted in the seniors being evicted from Hasselbring. So they've been going back and forth to court. They were ordered to vacate the premises. They have till March 3rd to vacate the premises. Also, all properties, because the properties and the funding came from the Genesee County. It came from Genesee County. It came from the county, not the city. So the nonprofit, which is Miss Bell's nonprofit, they obtained all the and all the stuff, the chairs and all the stuff that has been accumulated over the years for the nonprofit and the running of the senior citizen center. So they're moving. So they have to move by March 3rd. So they're allowed to take things to the new location because it's their stuff. The problem is Mr. Del Rico Lloyd today did a town hall meeting, and you guys know, and I know this is gonna please Steph. Okay, this is gonna please Steph. But anyway, I have to be honest because you guys know I am an equal opportunity type of representative, and I wasn't happy with the decision that Mr. Lloyd made, siding with the Republicans. However, Mr. Lloyd did what he felt like he needed to do in order to advance the community, and that is what politics is about. And you won't always understand it. So, in that respect, we're going to give Mr. Lloyd some grace. Also, I made a comment last week about Mr. Lloyd when he was the councilman of the first ward. I had no idea he was only 22. So, in that regard, we're going to give him some grace for stepping up at such a young age. He is definitely mature beyond his years. Today's town hall meeting, very informative, very helpful. What I do appreciate about Mr. Lloyd is he was very honest and he didn't appear to be sugarcoating anything. He didn't tell us anything new that we didn't already know because 2026 is coming, elections are coming. If anybody wants to be voted in for anything, now would be the time to act like you have some sense concerning the community. So Mr. Lloyd spoke on, and I'm gonna let Steph jump in here. Mr. Lloyd let us know about the veterans assistance and everything that the county does for the community. Now, what he said is this is city's property, so he couldn't do anything as a county commissioner because those are two different levels and two different
Levels of government.
right operations. So he couldn't run over here and check the mayor because that's not his place. He's the county commissioner. So what he said is in regards to the funding. That's what they're over. They're not over the building. They're over the seniors organizations being funded in Genesee County. So he assured that Miss Bev would vote tomorrow at the county commissioners meeting that Miss Bev reserves her funding and is allowed to take it to a new location because those things are documented specifically even down to the location. So he's going to support her and rally for the other commissioners to support her in that manner. And this is a temporary spot she's going to at the Kennedy Center. He did not take any credit for that, which I was expecting him to. He did. He surprised me. But what he did that was very honest that I was not happy about, but he was honest. So I have to give him the utmost respect in this regard is he was honest about the fact that whomever else took possession of that facility, if they were running a senior citizens facility, that he would also advocate for funding for them as well. And I thought that that took a big person to say that to that crowd, especially knowing that they're not happy, that they are being displaced, that it is division in the community. So I have to give him kudos for being honest and being transparent and all of those things. And if he is going to run in 2026, I would support him based off his transparency at the town hall meeting today over our present mayor now. However, if Karen Weaver or Tanya Burns runs, I'm definitely backing one of those ladies. But as of today, I think Mr. County Commissioner Del Rico Lloyd did an excellent job in showing up for the community. And so I think that's what this backlash is about. I think the mayor wasn't happy. I think he heard about how well it went and how charismatic
Oh,
uh
I'm sure he was watching.
Oh, he was county
Fighting the
commissioner.
air. He was fighting the
Yes,
air.
County Commissioner Lloyd was very informative, very charismatic. He brought his whole team. They were very informative about what it is that they can do for the community and what they do
Absolutely.
for the community. So it
Oh,
was
he
good.
didn't
I mean,
throw anything together haphazardly. He came in there prepared, so I got to give him a shout out for that because he had people there and he had some resources and stuff there. So, got it.
and
You
he's
got to,
definitely campaigning.
yeah.
He had his
But you got to
fire
give. But
at him.
he's campaigning right, so you got to
I ain't
give.
mad at him. I
Yeah, I
ain't
was
mad
about to
at him.
say you got to give him. I'm a talk about you when you're wrong. I'm gonna give you your kudos when you're right.
Absolutely. Now, what I am going
um.
to say is, he was saying, people were saying, how come he hadn't showed up for not before now? And I was one of those people. I'm going to be honest. Now, he made it
Absolutely.
perfectly clear about his position, which I totally understood. I do still feel like he could have showed his face for us. I do feel like Mr. Lloyd avoids confrontation and conflict, and there is nothing wrong with that. Every
He's
leader is
politicking.
right. Every leader is not the same type of leader, and I do respect what he did today as far as as far as it concerns working for the people. She showed up and did his thing. Okay.
Okay, let me give some shout out to some people in the comments. We got Jessica Stewart all the way
Okay.
from Cali, my
I just
intellectual, and Jessica Stewart, my intellectual assassin.
yeah,
Melissa
and that's the
Zambrisky.
thing about this mayor. Most of these battles that he finds himself intertwined in is always based off revenge, or you didn't
Or
kiss
petty.
his ASS just like he thought you should, to the point where St. Mark Church that feeds the community, because Pastor Thompson is close with Councilwoman Burns and working with the community in that regards. They uh, Ladell Lewis, Candice Machat, Leon Elamine, and who am
Rusty
I?
Foot Judy.
And Judy Priestley voted against feeding the community because
Feeding the
they don't
homeless and
like
feeding
Councilwoman
hungry
Tanya
people.
Burns and Pastor Thompson. They work together, so they denied the community meals based off their personal emotions, which is what we don't need, which is why. And then Ladell Lewis, actually, this is her ward, and she actually goes through this line from time to time and has voted it down several times. That's St. Mark Church. It is, you are sad when you vote against feeding hungry people that you are going to turn around and ask for their support, or hungry people that you're stealing their tax dollars and you won't even give them. So anyway, go ahead, Steph. Get in.
I just wanted to say, as far as St. Mark Church, I will, you know what? I'll get the PayPal. His he does, I don't think the church has a Cash App, but they have a PayPal.
Okay.
I will get that and try to have it put up before the end of the show. But um of course, if you guys want to give to the organization, please um like, click, or share, and then give to St. Mark, because I'm gonna tell you, we're going to see more of this. Um, there, if you look and see how our government, our national government is moving, this is just the tip of the iceberg, and we are going to need places like St. Mark to get
Yes.
to get
Especially with this
the,
leadership we have.
yeah, to get the resources. So shame on Liddell Lewis, shame on Leon Elamine, shame on Candace Mashad, shame on Judy Priestley for turning their backs on the residents of Flint. Shame on you.
And
You
Mr.
guys,
Leon, let me say this, he has not shown up for Hasselbring not one time, but yet he put on his flyer when he was campaigning how he was going to stand up for them, how he was going to fight for them, but the residents fell for it. So he made a fool out of them.
well,
But
you know what? It Never mind. Go on ahead, cause you know how I feel
Let's
about that.
let's let's producer Jay, let's play the vote where they turned the hungry down in the community. Let's play that vote because we need the residents to clearly understand
And
what
see,
these people do to
vote.
you, all
Hmm.
while grinning in your face.
And make no mistake about it. I want you to see what they did. So later on, when it's election season, they don't try to funky two step out of it.
Oh, that well, they ain't planning on coming back no way. They're gonna be installed all they want
Oh,
this go
I
round.
no, it's a couple of them up there. I guarantee you, they trying to. I guarantee you, Liddell
You
gonna run
think
again,
so?
and I guarantee you, Judy gonna run again,
And Candace too.
and Candace is too. I don't think Candace gonna run for city council again. I think Candace gonna run for something else. I think Candace gonna. I think Candace gonna run for that 30 that seat, Cindy seat.
Well, well, I ain't worried about that. The way that they have absolutely pimped out this community, the fact that they not ashamed to show their face is just amazing to me. But come on, my producer Jay, run this
And I'm
vote.
about to have a real petty moment right now. But look, Liddell is what is that? What is going on? Lord have mercy.
240-548. The reallocation of ARPA funds for St. Mark Baptist Church. What's the pleasure of the body?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead, Ms. Burns.
I would like to move 240548, reallocation of ARPA funds for St. Mark Missionary Baptist Church for reconsideration.
All right. Any support?
Madam Chair,
Mm-hmm.
I'll support that motion.
All right. Supported by the councilman in the Fifth Ward. So the same rule that's spoken before. There's no debate. So roll call, Madam Clerk.
Dr. Lewis,
No.
Ms. Priestley,
No.
Ms. Winfrey Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Burns,
Yes.
Ms. Mashat,
No.
Mr. Pfeiffer is not in, Mr. Jarrett, Mr. Alamin.
Okay. Now there you heard it with your very own ears.
Vote is
Four council people refusing to feed the hungry in the community out of ARPA funds, but Candace Michelle and Ludell Lewis took a weekend trip that the city paid for Candace's job, which is illegal. They all sat on the ARPA committee and voted for their nonprofits to receive ARPA funds, which is illegal. All of this is allowed, but yet they come in there with their heads held high, showing their faces in the. But this is why, because they don't work for you. They've never worked for you.
They
Period.
work for
And as-
themselves and for the mayor.
yeah, and at some point, you as a voter have to stop voting for your oppressor. Nobody's going to save you. If you won't vote for yourself, then why should anybody else stick their necks out for you? Just like we went and voted for this crazy that's in this White House. And a matter of fact, we want to definitely, because due to the Black History situation, because I'm doing Black History all year with this DEI stuff, there's also because we want to move on, but we just wanted to show you what was going on at your city council and how they could care less about you as residents. They're all about themselves. Let me say, it's
It's a
terrible that
terrible.
Liddell allows her personal immaturities dictate her vote. Priestley, Elamine, and Mouchette follow in unison, find her like complete cowards. And that's exactly what they are. But what you have to understand is they have to support this and vote the way they want, the way they vote to receive their opera dollars to their nonprofits and to keep their palms greased. Because if they don't kiss up to the mayor just right, then he will cut their legs off at the knees. This man could care less about anybody. It's all about photo ops and himself. That's why we're 10 years into a water crisis and he's running around grinning like he doesn't even know we're in a water crisis. So
Wearing
that's
all
a
the
whole other
crosses.
situation. Yeah. So producer Jay, moving right along, we're going to talk about our Black History efforts. And I also put my lady up who invented the gas heater because I know you guys didn't know this. So this is her. And I don't have my glasses on, but her name is Alice Parker.
Graduated from Howard University, invented the gas heater, a model now used in modern central heating techniques for buildings. Parker achieved this feat after her journey on Georgia before impacting the world. I'm sorry, I didn't have my microphone on, but if you've been to DC, you know where Georgia Avenue is. Georgia Avenue's not legendary in the DC area. You muted. You muted, Carol.
Oh, I was saying, could you reread that small print since you had your mic off so they can know
Okay,
who was
Alice H. Parker. Um, it says ACERT 1910. A Howard University graduate invented the gas heater, a model now used in modern central heating techniques for buildings. Parker achieved this feat after her journey on Georgia Avenue before impacting the world. So she was on the famous Georgia Avenue in DC.
now, and she's an HBCU graduate,
A,
along with our
you
Kamala
know.
Harris and your very own HBCU strong, and we know that they're under attack under these DEI initiatives and nonsense and everything. So we want to celebrate her, and we want to understand that we have been tremendously impactful here in America as it pertains to inventions and making just a better living situation for all Americans. Our contributions as African Americans often go unrecognized, but we did want to show you this because so many Black women have been trailblazers, like the lady who invented the GPS. We're going to bring more of these to you, but we want to show you the blackout schedule so that we can be on one accord and be effective. Producer Jay, can you put our blackout schedule up?
While we're he's got it up quick. I just want to give
Go
a
ahead,
few
Steph.
shout outs before he does that.
Go ahead.
So we got AC Dumas says Liddell Lewis is not going to run again because a lot of the third ward will become the second ward, including those who are running in the third ward now. Right. Sheena B. Shout out to Sheena B, one of our mods. Um
Mhm.
Diablo. Shout out to Diablo El Demont El how do you say that? El Domino. Demonio. El Demonio. Sorry. Shout out to Snowman. Um one of our other producers.
Right.
And Jade Williams, Donnell Meredith. Donnell Meredith, it's terrible that Liddell allows her personal immaturity to dictate her vote. Priestley, Elamine, and Mashat follow in unison behind her like complete cowards. Yep, exactly. And Jessica Stewart, you're absolutely right. Elections have consequences. I can't believe how many times and ways. And shout out to Tara. Okay, okay. We're gonna be like Tom Joyner used to do. We don't do shout outs, but if we did. So getting around to this economic blackout. So y'all know Friday is supposed to be the economic blackout. We are supposed to hold on to our black dollars. So no Best
Yes.
Buy, no Target. You know Target Target is really backpedaling. Target
Oh, they
backpedaling.
done listen. They done bust Target down to the
Mm,
rotors and the bird pass. Target has lost over 17 billion. I said billion with a B as in boy. 17 billion since their DEI rollbacks, and also their management team is facing a lawsuit with their shareholders if they don't get it together. So keep your ears tuned for that. Go ahead, Steph.
um, what else was I gonna say? So they have Amazon March the 17th through the 14th. Nestle. Oh, that's gonna be a hard one, girl. That's the chocolate. Oh Lord.
Mhm. March 21st
That's
through
March 21st
28th.
to 28th. April the 7th through the 14th, Walmart. You know what? And Walmart, Walmart was doing wrong even before the DEI. They was doing wrong. We needed to been boycotting them anyway. Look,
Yeah.
and I need to boycott them because every time I go in there, I can't spend under $200. But anyway,
Yeah. Who you can't? I can go in there for one thing, $100. So, and also, and I'm gonna be honest, it's gonna be hard for me to break up with Walmart, just like it was hard
hmm
for me to break up with the Mars company, which makes
hmm
M&Ms and Snickers. You guys know. since I started podcasting. That was one of the first podcasts that I did about how they were exploiting children. They have child labor, supposed to be sending them to school. They're sending them to the cocoa fields, which equals child slavery. So I don't eat. And I used to buy that big bag of M&Ms, the $11 and $12 bag, and keep it in my purse and be popping M&Ms on the job all day. So I've quit that because anybody who treats children like that, I don't care how good your candy is, I don't want it. So my thing with Walmart is, and like you said, because I saw a video on how they treat their employees and how they do the sweatshop thing and all that. But Walmart had the cheapest prices, and I was being hard headed
Yeah,
as a
cause
union
they
worker.
making us look, cause they making us check ourselves out.
Oh, I don't do that. I don't. Oh no, boo!
No.
I don't work for you.
But you
When
know
I
what?
clock out,
At certain times of the day, though, that's the only option that you have. Like, sometimes when I'm on my way to work, I stop in there. Like, if I gotta pick up, we always having
right,
a little dinner or something
potluck or
like that.
something.
Yeah, I ain't that person. I'm gonna buy. I expect you to bring something in the package, and I will bring something in the package. We gonna be
Hmm.
on the same page. But I don't. So when you go in there, they had one register open, and the rest of them were self checkouts. And the lady that was in there with the register, she had two baskets, not one, two. I'm like, girl, I was on a, I don't be leaving on time, so I was on a wing in the prayer trying to rush to get in there, uh,
Yeah,
on time. So I
right.
was like, well, I gotta go do the self checkout. I ain't got time for this today.
Now I won't pretend like I've never done it. I have in those instances because when I used to work at Lake Orion, I used to go in Myers, and I had to be at my carpool at 5 in the morning. So that means I'm or 5 or 5:30. So that means I'm up in Myers and on Pearson Road before it closed trying to buy stuff. And so I went through the automatic checkout maybe once because I didn't get my stuff the night before. But I've also walked out of a store because they only had self checkout. I do not work for you. I have a day job. I'm not going to buy your groceries, ring myself up, bag myself, and then you got somebody standing on the door talking about, am I stealing? If you worried about me stealing, then you get Judy up here to ring this stuff up and sack it up. And then that way you can monitor it a little closer. Because I'm not stopping for you unless you're at Sam's Club. I'm not stopping for the lady at Walmart because, like I said, have somebody on the register now. I don't do the self checkout. I don't work for you. But I was saying about breaking up with Walmart was going to be hard for me to do because they have everything. They have a variety. They have plenty. But I'm going to have to do my coupons, my what do they call it? At my M perks and my whatever the stuff is at Kroger, I'm gonna have to get involved because I'm gonna have to let Walmart go. My people have called for me to stand with them, and I dare not be trifling and not put forth the extra effort to change history and how we're treated in this country because I'm simple minded and petty and don't have sense enough to not go to Walmart for 1 week. If you can't make it forever, they asking you to do it from the 7th to the 14th of April. So I'm going to definitely
I got a
abide by.
question.
Yes.
Who did you say to get at the door at Walmart and work?
At Walmart they have that little person wanting to see your receipt like how they do at Sam's Club. Now they're doing it at Walmart.
But who did
But
you say to get up? Who did you say to get up at that door and work?
I don't know what I say.
You said Judy.
Oh, I just made up a name. Yeah, yeah. Well, whoever. Yeah. Well, we know Judy, our city council Judy ain't finna work at no Walmart when she could hustle us, the taxpayers.
I was about to
Why would
say
she,
she hustling. She
right,
hustling.
why would she do that? She's voting for poor people to go hungry to make sure she get her change. So yeah, we got these DI blackout, the economic blackout tour, and also April 18th is the economic blackout part two date, which is like the 28th of February. Then they're going to do the General Mills boycott from April 21st to April 28th, which is also the same time they're doing the Nestle boycott. And also, no, that's a month apart. I'm sorry. And then also in May, now this is gonna be the big one. This is gonna tell the story. May 6th through the 12th. Boycott Amazon for the second time. I want to see this boycott against Amazon. And they're also and McDonald's, boycott McDonald's June 24th through the 30th. I'm boycotting them because that darn hamburger patty is little as a sausage now. I'm boycotting them just for
You
that.
know what? I'm a boycott. I'm a boycott McDonald's because I boycott them just about anyway. Because my body don't like McDonald's no more.
Right,
My
right.
body don't like it no more. But anyway, I want to say, um, now switching gears on that. Um, there's some hashtags. I sent them to you, producer Jay, earlier today. There's some hashtags that they want to put out for Joy Reid, because you know
Yes.
they attacking us everywhere now. They attacking our newscasters. So we already were at 6% of our newscasters being, people of color, and now they're taking off one of our premier newscasters, Joy Reid. Now we know MSNBC's got some problems because
Yeah,
I now I'm gonna tell you I was an MSNBC
me
person
too.
when I got up in the morning. I get up about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. When I get up in the morning to get ready to go to work, I would put Morning Joe on.
Right.
I had stopped watching them. I wasn't even watching CNN anymore. I was watching Morning Joe, Mika and Joe, and they had Brother Al on there, and Michael Steele. Michael Steele, the only Republican I listen to, and and who else would be? They would have a good mix of people on there. And this election, when they went down to, I quit watching MSNBC when they went down, when Mika and Joe went down there to kiss the ring. I was done. I was done with them on that. And then, but I still watched MSNBC because of Joy Reid, and also
Yeah.
because of Rachel Maddow, because I love Rachel Maddow. Um, but them taking off Joy Reid is is huge. They're taking, and then I
Diabolical.
it's
They say
diabolical.
they say that's coming from Elon Musk. They
Oh,
say he's
absolutely,
targeting
because
her.
he's probably threatening to buy the company. And then
Yep, he
you
did.
have Joy Reid, and then you're so diabolical because to keep the black community from saying anything or being too upset about it, you're saying that you're replacing them with Michael Steele and Simone Sanders. Now, and again, I love both of them. I love Simone. uh, One of my favorite all-time clips is with Simone Sanders when she was talking about Omarosa in Black History Month, when she asked Don Lemon, was that all you got for Black History Month? You bringing up Omarosa?
Oh, that is awful.
But
I like her as well. I like her as well. But anytime, this is what we cannot keep doing. We cannot keep allowing the establishment to cut our brothers and sisters' throat from ear to ear. And then we are so glad to be the next jigaboo to fill in.
Well, I
I
don't
mean,
think that they were doing that. I think that was MSNBC's kind of band-aid to put on the problem by putting them, because they already have a show. They're just trying to change their show to her slot. And what I'm saying is, why is it that can only have one black show, or why is it that we can only
and
have?
that's what I'm saying. And we have to stop letting them pit us against each other. We have
Mhm.
to stop. If my only opportunity is at the expense of my brother and sister, then I'm going to have to find some other things to do. Also, there's a number on here and it's a line going through it. I don't know if it's still good, but they're saying to protest against what they're doing to Joy Reid, call this number, which is 212 664 4444. Press 1, then press 2, and then leave a message letting them know that they
Joy
need
They
to
need
leave
brave,
Joy
honest
alone
journalists.
and that we like Joy and we want her back and we will not tolerate the disrespect to our black women. I mean, America has a knack for dragging black women, and I always refer back to how
Not
Karen Weaver.
including in Flint. In Flint, that you'll get drugged too.
Well, that's why I said that's why I always bring up Karen Weaver because she faced so many recalls, and like I said, I'm sure she made some mistakes. She's not perfect, but I saw this woman all around the country fighting for us. I
Absolutely.
saw pipes being replaced. I saw her at the same places I was at, supporting the same things I was supporting actively in my community. Okay, she wasn't hard to find, but we had a host of black men and I never will forget, and first ladies who celebrated all of her hurts, all of her pitfalls, all of the hurdles that she faced. But we have this man in here who, in my opinion, has literally raped the city, and nobody will dare recall him. No charges has been filed. He's broken all the laws he can break. That's his business, though. I'm not running for mayor, but I'm just thoroughly disappointed in the whole process. And I'm also disappointed in the fact, I want to say this too, none of the judges in Flint would touch the Hasselbring situation. They sent it to Burton. In my opinion, she really didn't honestly and objectively look at the argument because she didn't want to touch it either. She stated that she felt like she was basically being pawned off in the middle of this situation because none of our own judges wanted to touch it. Now, these are the same judges that asked for your, if you can't show up for me when I need you, your honor, then I can't show up for you at the ballot box. All this dancing around your responsibilities because you don't want to take a position it's just, I mean, it's sad. So anyway, stand up for Joy Reid. Make sure that you call and let MSNBC know that we are not happy about what they've done to her, and I'm done with MSNBC for doing this.
Wait a
So
minute. One more thing though before we're done with MSNBC. Also, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not, um, if you come across Joy Reid, um, on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever, friend her or join her platforms. Get on her
yes,
platforms. I um I do not use Twitter, um, because that man has Twitter, so I don't use Twitter or X or whatever it's called this week. But you can use Snapchat, uh, Facebook, Instagram. What are some of the other ones? There's a couple of TikTok, I guess. I don't know if she got on TikTok, but use those platforms and also become one of her in one of her friends so that we can try to get her boost her platform and stuff up because she has a voice in this community that needs to be heard. And if we don't support her, that's going to be one of our big voices silenced. And I mean
yes.
we've got some big voices that have been silenced. What was that girl's name that used to be on MSNBC that you don't hardly hear anything for? And my cousin used to love her. Melissa.
Was
She
it the
was like,
white lady with the short hair?
no, she was black, but she kind of wore her hair like in braids. Melissa, she had like dreads or braids or something. Melissa, oh my God, I can't remember her name now.
It's
Oh, that's
Lacey.
gonna bother me. But you had then
Melissa
what?
Harris.
Melissa
Melissa
Harris. Thank
Harris
you,
Perry.
Tara. Thank you,
Yeah.
Tara. Yes, Melissa Harris. And then where's Angela Rye? And then look at they did Melissa Harris Perry. Thank you very much, Sheena B. Thank you. And then you had Melissa Harris, and then also what was and Roland Martin. The Roland Martin was on mainstream media, and they took him. They took him off. So and he's got a better following. So I think that we need to make sure that we keep that we keep all of those people. um, Tara, I'm with you. I think MSNBC's got some problems, and I think if they don't get it together, they're gonna lose some of their biggest supporters. Okay, so
Hey,
now I'm done
let,
with it too.
let, y'all have a special guest. I'll bring them in when y'all ready.
You can
Who
bring
is
them
it?
in,
Who is it?
Saucy.
Oh, don't play.
Hey, y'all.
Don't be doing these pop-ups now, producer. I know you a doggy.
Hey, everybody.
Carol, I'm making an
Hey,
executive decision.
Carol, you
hey,
ain't, I was watching you when I got back, and you ain't Shirley said to
Always
tell
trust
both
your
of y'all
people.
hi.
Always.
Hey, Aunt Shirley.
But I
hey,
had to come
Shirley.
downstairs. So I was up in the bedroom with her, but I'm downstairs now.
Tell her,
So,
hey, hey.
You get Aunt Shirley something to eat and get her taken care of.
yeah, listen, we had wine today.
Oh, you should have let Aunt
I know
Shirley on
she
the
liked
hot
it
show
that.
today. We probably would have been, we probably would have some fun tonight. Aunt Shirley.
Listen, when I came here, she caught me. She was like, I was up in the bedroom. She has white carpet in her bedroom. And she was like, you got your shoes on in my house? I'm like, I got my little booties on. You got your shoes on though. But it was the reason why I had them shoes on. Because I wouldn't have had time when I got that call. But what they over there doing with Hasselbring, that
Speak
was a
on
mess.
that. Speak on
So
that,
give it,
Councilwoman
So
Brown.
yeah, so give, look, our street reporter.
look, I got some new 20s on. Look, the little Batmobile, the six Wardmobile was rolling, rolling.
I
So
told you I'm gonna
listen,
get you a yellow light and put on the top of it.
so today was my time where I stopped to spend time with my mom. And I literally like just said, I've talked to both of y'all. I think I was here, Steph, the last call I had with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, let me spend my time one-on-one with her because so many things happening in Flint and in our local government. So I'm just like chilling. We talking about, the blackout, which y'all were talking about. That was what we were talking about. And talking about, she has some words and some nuggets and, you know. So we talking, I get a call and Beverly Lewis, the director of the Hasselbring Center. Hey, this is her caregiver. She is absolutely wonderful. Her name is Nikki. Nicole. She is wonderful. So if y'all hear in the background, my mama working her, okay? She's
Yeah,
absolutely
Nikki,
wonderful.
Nikki, we know
Wonderful.
you get some. Nikki, we know you
Okay.
earn your money because Miss Shirley
This
is.
is
Oh, speak
her.
his
Hey,
name.
Nikki.
Well, my name is Nicole. Nicole.
Oh,
I'm
Nicole.
Nicole. Okay. So she was here. Well, she was here when I got back. So I appreciate what you do and taking care of my mom, so I can work, for my community. So this is who y'all gonna be hearing in the background. And so because my mama working her. And so
That's
um,
right.
so I get the call. The police are there. There was 5, 6, 7, 8. Then it got up to 10 police cars that were dispatched there. I get there, so I'm talking to Beverly on the way. Now, in court, we were in court, Carol, and the judge
Yeah,
stated that they get to have quiet enjoyment of the facility until
the
March
3rd of
3rd.
March.
Then they have to
Yeah,
turn over. And if they aren't out, then it'll have to go back to court. And then fees, they could be subject to fees and penalties. So
right,
they're working to get their stuff out. Now, during the meeting, they decided to not appeal this. They just said, hey, no, we're going to find another place to go. The place they
right.
found to go was the
Kennedy
Kennedy
Center.
Center.
Kennedy Center on Pearson Road. So she had a plan
Mhm.
A and a plan B. So
Right,
her plan B is what she's doing now. So with her
right,
plan B, she's doing what she needs to be doing. And so they were planning, to get their move because they've been there. And so
right.
they've accumulated a lot of things. So during the meeting today, so here's the part. We know that she was getting evicted because Congresswoman McDonald Rivet was there and she didn't throw her out because of the mayor. Then we see now the retaliation, abuse of position and power is happening again with your tax dollars. That is
Yep.
happening again. And so there was a meeting at 1:00 p.m. Commissioner Del Rico Lloyd was there and gave information with the seniors. He stated, look, if you're with me, tell me what you want me to do for the meeting tomorrow at 5:30 at the Genesee County building that that let them know, do you want me to vote for the amendment? Of course, everybody gonna say yes. Yes, we want you to vote to amend that because they need some money. They need to keep their funds. So it was a whole press conference. There was every news station and then some that were there. So he really outfoxed Mayor Neely, is what happened. He outfoxed him, and the place was full. It was full. So we
It
knew
was
that there would
packed.
be some, right, it would be some retaliation. No, because that's what he does. So during the meeting, one person asked, Johnny Billings came in and said, "What about the computers?" Because there were some questions, and Beverly said, "Well, they're garbage, whatever." And so then they stated, "Well, let's have the senior service center," because they've already went through this with the county attorneys. They've already covered this with the Genesee County attorneys. That the items that were purchased with the nonprofit belong to the nonprofit. The city had nothing to do with anything. It had
Right.
nothing. There was the nonprofit that these funds were granted to. They were not granted to the city. The city is not a nonprofit. And so she get, she gets the call. So they're there literally. So I'm on the phone and I said, "Put me on speaker." And I'm telling them, "You don't have the right, number one, until till March 3rd. Two, you have no court. Where is your court order? You can't just come stop someone and tell them that you're putting them out." Then the deputy police chief, Ant Cliff, because he needs to be getting some emails and some responses, the deputy chief pulled out his handcuffs, said, "I'm gonna start arresting people." So you're threatening seniors, you intimidating people, and you're using, we pay your salary. You are a
Mhm.
white man wanting to arrest black people illegally because you've been sent on a dummy mission by the mayor. You had no authority, you had no court order. They have that building to March 3rd. They are ahead of their time. And so she was upset. Everybody was upset. You can't, they were stopping them from taking anything, stopping them. Now, I will say Chief Green has made the statement he had nothing to do with that. So why is the mayor acting like he is the police chief? Those orders, there's a chain of command. The mayor is not the police chief. He's not. So they're telling people, "We're going to arrest you." They're pulling out handcuffs, stopping them from doing any and everything. And
Yes,
so
Daddy.
I got there. I went live. You heard it. Then they sent the facilities person, Lee. I said, "Lee, you know that they're not going to do it." He said, "Well, I was told that they were tearing up the building." I said, "Lee, come on. They've been here forever. They have never done anything. She has worked with you. You know that's not going to happen." He says, "I know, I know." So you get these people. He was playing at a pool tournament. The mayor called. That's him. That's the one. They said Ant Cliff was threatening to arrest the seniors and pulled his handcuffs out. Thank you, producer Jay. He pulled his handcuffs out.
So let
And
me ask you
so
a question, Tanya, just out of
hold on,
curiosity.
Steph. Let me finish this last little part. Then I'm gonna give it to y'all. So because I don't want to lose this thought. So
Oh, go
when
on ahead.
when when he at that point when they said they realized they didn't have a court order, they did not have their date was March. They had no paperwork whatsoever. And when I came there, and that's what we got to start doing is sticking together. Put them on live because they think that everybody black is ignorant, or if you live in Flint, you don't have a voice. You have a voice. Stand up for yourselves. Stand up for
Yeah.
yourself. But this man, he's got some answering to do. Chief Green did state he did not give the call to stop them. That is what he said. Y'all got the flow. So
The one thing that I was gonna say about that situation is, so you mentioned someone can't was there, Johnny, what's that boy name? Johnny Billings. You said he was asking about computers.
he asked about computers, which are some of the items, and those computers were given by when the nonprofit. And let's say that her nonprofit has been in good standing, never been revoked. Her
Was it
990s is good. She's in good
was
standing
award
with the
winning?
county.
Award winning.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is retaliation by Mayor Neely because they said Mayor Neely sent them. How do you sick the police on the people?
Which,
I mean, overpower.
well, let's be clear. This is what his supporters that sit on the council do. They sick the police on the citizens. And right now, as we speak, um, let's be clear, Hasselbrink and Miss Bev ended up in this situation based off of retaliation because of the her allowing political candidates to have equal opportunity, and he didn't like that. So this is how she got into this position. Then Del Rico comes today. Commissioner Lloyd comes today and has a successful town hall meeting, very informative. He didn't try to take any credit that wasn't due
Hmm.
uh, and he was
He was
very clear.
respectful.
He was very clear about what his position was and the fact that he works for everybody and he's not willing to partake in any petty squaddling or waddling, but he was there to uplift everybody and he's working for the people, which is fine. This is my problem with all of this. Um,
Thank you.
Not only did the mayor retaliate against Miss Bev, but he's also retaliating against our city council in the same manner that he retaliated against Eric Mays in messing with their earnings, messing with their pay. He, along with the Ethics and Accountability Board, the same Ethics and Accountability Board that would not even take a complaint, and when you were taking complaints, wouldn't even look at the evidence and hold the administration responsible. After the Ethics and Accountability Board voted to hold some administrators responsible, Trishelle Young always railroads the efforts with the coercing of writing a love letter. That's what we started calling them, love letters, because every time the administration was out of order and we wanted to address them, she wants to write somebody a letter because she doesn't want to make anybody mad or upset anybody. Yet her as an attorney will overstep her boundaries and stop the city council's pay, knowing that the Ethics and Accountability Board does not have that type of authority. They can only let you know if you've acted unethically by notification or hold you responsible, accountable by turning you over to the authority who is supposed to address the issue along with all evidence. And then they have to take it from there. The Ethics and Accountability Board does not have any authority to take any action against anybody. They are a volunteer board and they're supposed to turn these things over and give an opinion. Yet they never have an opinion on these four council people that support our mayor or how the mayor is raping the people. And for Trishelle Young to be the attorney that worked on the water crisis, yet we're 10 years into the water crisis and we're hearing that we may get some money, yet we still haven't got it. But she has hers, and the mayor married her, and she's the mayor's appointee on the Ethics and Accountability Board. Is concerning, and she may need to be investigated. You cannot get me to believe that a licensed attorney does not understand that she does not have the right to mess with the city council's pay. That is just ridiculous for her to think that they have the authority to stop you guys' pay because you won't roll over and give it up the way the mayor thinks you should. And this is the problem with our local politics. They're grounded in pettiness, personal feelings, and personal vendettas instead of public service and honesty to the people and joining together of us so that we can come up as a community. There's always some Judases standing around wanting to be the Uncle Tom, wanting to be the only one, wanting to get a kickback on the down low like they a power player. You are not. You're just like this mayor. You're going to be pimped out and used up. Nobody respects a sellout. What they do respect is people that come to the table collectively and negotiate. Anybody with any kind of sense knows in order to be a good negotiator, you're going to have to give up some things and you're going to have to bend sometimes in a direction that you don't necessarily feel comfortable bending in, but you do it for the betterment and the advancement of the people and the community. And we're not receiving that from the politicians that support our administration at this time. I just don't understand what are they going to present to the public in the form of community or public service. I'm sorry for going on that rant, y'all. Go ahead. It is corruption. It is corruption, B. Marie. What's going on? Why is it so quiet? Are y'all on mute? You on
Tanya's
mute?
on mute.
Yeah, but I figured I was coughing, so I figured Stephanie wanted to weigh in on it.
Oh, does anybody? Because y'all know I can get back on it now, but I was trying to be courteous to my other co-host.
This is it's just not good. This is just not a good look for the seniors, and I feel really bad that the seniors are caught up in the middle of this and are not um the seniors are not being treated fairly. I think this is just it's just wrong. It's just not a good look with
Okay,
all
so
of the things that are going on between that uh super producer. Oh,
super
no,
producer
just
Jay, I want.
producer J.
Oh well, it says super producer Jay on there,
No,
but I do want to. We do want to take some call-ins because I want to hear from the community. I want to know what they think about this. I want to know where they stand in all of this mayhem. Okay, and I'm reading the comments too. Is the problem, y'all? It's some good comments on here, as always. When they go low, you go lower.
he was
JPSI.
not there as a candidate. Mm.
Yes. Let me see. Is this the result of not getting behind the right candidate? Oh, absolutely. Because if they would have voted for Carol McIntosh, St. Mark's would have their money. Hasselbrink will still be where they're at. I'd be out here hustling with Councilwoman Burns overtime, trying to get additional dollars for this upcoming depression we may be facing. So now I'm finding myself trying to come up with a plan to help raise dollars for St. Mark because our community needs us. I mean, this is terrible. I mean, this is terrible. Anytime you have politicians willing to make um, needy people go without. So at this point, this is what we have under this administration. The House of Esther, which serviced young mothers and young children, closed, okay, which was definitely a much needed resource in our community. Hasselbrink disrupted, divided, uh, we just really it's in limbo. We see a way out, but until we're out, that's just what it is. It's a way out. We haven't made it yet. So we got Hasselbrink still on the line. Now we have St. Mark unable to feed the hungry. Okay, which they've been doing for God knows how long without any problems
Mhm.
until this administration. So those are three resources that serve the community, not particular politicians, not any one particular person's interest, but the community's needs that have fell under attack under this administration. And these are the same people that in 2026 are going to look you in your face, tell you they were working behind the scenes. They didn't have anything to do with that. They voted this way because if they wouldn't have voted that way, they wouldn't have got this. That is a lie. When you are on the city council, and Miss Burns is here, she can tell us this. If I have an interest, I can go to Miss Burns and say, you know what, Miss Burns, I know you feel this type of way about this issue. I know you feel this type of way about that issue, but I really need you to do this because my community or my ward is suffering. My people really can use this. And although I'm not a big a big supporter or a big wig on your stance on such and so and so. If you can support me on this, I will support you on that. That is how you give and take. Nevertheless, we are not seeing this here because we have a body of takers. We have an administration of takers. We have people who have turned their backs on this community and dare to look you in your eyes and make a fool out of you while you're watching. And if you don't realize what's happening to you and acknowledge that, because you can no longer pretend like you don't see their work. This is why this thing has ran so rapid, like it has. And it's time to just, it's just time to step up and do something and say something. We can't go on like this. So Steph, Tanya, you guys jump in and we had some more stuff to talk about too. What else? What
Well,
else
I
was it?
just came on to talk about Hasselbrink, and I didn't know if Stephanie wanted to weigh in because I wanted to be respectful with the time. I don't know who that is.
I mean, I'm done with it. I think everything is said. I mean, the optics of it and everything speak for what it is. It's just
Okay.
I just
I
hope
just
the residents are are paying attention. That's all.
Okay, and I have a plug to the Officer of Civil Rights, and the EOC has been disbanded. So they're doing research right now to see if this is true. So that's where we are in the middle of this podcast. This just came over my phone. So we're constantly losing organizations of equality and organizations of humanity that support all people. You know, some people seem to think that decency is just for Black people. We're the only ones, but it's for everybody. We are all in this together. And if we don't realize that and really, 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 really step up, we are in big, 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 big trouble. So, and let me see some of the comments. This is the result of not getting behind the right candidate. It is Tara. Jessica Stewart. Leon is a P.A. coward. Ooh. Well, I think Leon does need to be showing up for Hasselbrink. He ran off of supporting Hasselbrink and how he was going to stand up for Miss Bev and how the seniors didn't have anything to worry about. And within 30 days after the election, he gave the community his behind to kiss. Um, and I guess everybody had, well, I think we are suffering as a community because we insist that we are going to vote hatefully, and you can't be blessed when you do things out of spite. That's just not the way things work. So, okay, this is what happens when you want to be a write-in instead of of supporting others. Yeah, yeah, that put us on the line, in my opinion. That put us on the line because, like I said, and I'm not just saying that because I was the candidate running against Leon. I'm saying it because my principles line up with the passions, needs, and expectations of the community. I was raised to work and get my own and
Feelings.
to support people. If I ask you for your support, then I have a responsibility to you first and foremost. So, yes, I absolutely think I would have made a better candidate, but that is my opinion. The people didn't think so. So now here we are. And yes,
Okay.
Tanya
Well,
Barnes does be in these streets. Somebody
yeah,
said
she
Tanya
do.
Barnes be in these streets.
It's
She do.
time to be in these streets. You're right. So moving on along. Well, we didn't talked enough about Flint and all of this. Um I just I'll be glad when we start getting some wins instead of taking losses. Um Back to some of the national things or some of the state things that we have going on. Did you We had a situation in Pontiac where we had the young lady that left her kids for what was it since before the
Yeah,
pandemic?
for years, she's left her kids. But this lady is getting a lot of flack, and she deserves it. I really think. Well, they're talking jail time, and I think that is definitely what she deserves. But I also fought the father too, because the father made the comment that he's been trying to see his kids for years. You, sir, are a liar. If you are trying to see your kids for years, you can go to police and file a missing persons report, and they will make their mother let you lay eyes on those kids. It's called a welfare check. I haven't seen my kids in years. I've been asking her to see my kids. She won't allow it. I know her to be mentally unstable. It is on record that this lady had mental issues. So I don't see how it's hard for a father who really cares to see his kids in 4 years when your kids are in the care of somebody who has a
And it
documented mental illness.
they were the way they were talking about these kids, they were saying that these kids had not they hadn't been to school in 3 or 4, 5
Years.
years,
Yes.
that the neighbors hadn't seen them, that or well, no,
Nobody's seen them.
I did see one guy say that one of the kids hollered out the window at him and told him that, he had a nice car. But for the most part, you never saw these kids like outside playing, or you never saw the kids
And the house was
just doing
deplorable.
kid stuff and they said, and I'm like, well, now, I mean, we are people of a certain age, so you've had like apartments and things like that before, and I'm like, well, how? nobody ever came in to like do an inspection or uh
Well, she hadn't been paying the rent either, so I'm not
yeah,
understanding
but she
y'all.
had been in that house for years, so at some point she had to have been paying it up until a certain point. Like I guess it's probably just they went in there what over the last 3 or 4 months because she hadn't paid it. Is
Yep,
how this got kicked off.
yep.
So I'm wondering why would they not? Well, and then was she getting some kind of aid? That because I read something and I can't think of what government agency it was, but there had been an agency that was supposedly had been in there and
Did their
hadn't said
job because deplorable.
yeah, they hadn't said anything. So that was and they were the police. I saw the not Pontiac police. It was the Oakland County Police Department. I have seen police departments post stuff like that, but I hadn't really seen Oakland County do that before. And they posted that, talking about how bad the conditions were. So I was like, it must and I saw one of the officers, they were like showing around the house or whatever when they were, when they have like it taped off and all of that stuff, and they had officer around, and the officer was looking pretty. It looked like he was a little shook up. So I was like, it must have been really bad in there. It must have been really
They said
bad.
it was the water was not running, feces was everywhere. It was just deplorable, and she had the kids scared to come outside. And of course, they weren't letting anybody in. She wasn't even going in. They say she was sitting there, food outside the door, and they
Yeah,
come
they
get the food.
they said one of the kids couldn't walk because his toenails were so long.
That's
They
all
were
of them.
infected. His
All
feet
of
were
their toenails were
infected.
so long they couldn't walk. They hadn't. She wasn't bringing them any hygiene products or anything, but she's on her way to jail. So it's just disgusting, and I'm almost ready to say you darn near about need to give out some life and some penitentiary, some death penalty. How they doing? It's sad. Which brings me to the next story. Producer Jay, put up our story about our nurse in Virginia. There's a nurse in Virginia. This lady is breaking newborn infants, fracturing their bones, breaking legs and arms and stuff. And so after this goes on for a couple years, they at first they put it off as they gave a child a shot and maybe the needle or something hit the child wrong and fractured or whatever. They were coming up with excuses, and finally I guess they could no longer deny that they had an issue, and they catches this nurse who has been abusing newborn babies. And of course, these babies are what? Black. And put her picture up. Now, this is somebody had a brand new set of twins, and their leg came up broken by this woman. And see, these type of things happen because she'll probably go to prison, maybe, might not, might just lose her nurse's license. If she gets in jail time, she'll do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 years if they really trying to prove a point. Because she got like 8, 9 counts against her or something like that. My point is, she didn't mind taking that chance with her job because I don't feel like the atrocities that are committed against children these days are being faced with a stiff enough penalty. That's why people are doing these things.
You know what? And I'm surprised about this because I looked at that story when you I of course when you told me about it, I read over it. And
Right.
that's Richmond, Virginia. Richmond, Virginia is not rural Virginia. It's the state capital of Virginia, and they have, I mean, I guess
A
it
lot of
doesn't.
minorities.
Yeah, they have a lot of minorities there. So, and like strong presence with like African Americans. I mean, strong NAACP chapter, strong uh, you know, black, or African, I'm sorry, or African American, and organizations and things. So I'm a little taken aback that they let that happen. And it was, I looked, the hospital is Richmond proper, where that was, you know, Richmond City. It wasn't an outlying area. It wasn't like Henrico County or anything like that. It's Richmond.
Okay. Well,
So,
we'll see. We're gonna follow up on that and see what happens with her because I just I'm gonna be honest. If that was my newborn baby, I'd be done caught a murder case. I definitely be done caught an assault case. I definitely have to put the ones and twos on her. But
yeah, it's
these are
that's an interesting dynamic. Then you've got to be a sick individual to uh to mess with babies. I mean, that's just not cool. That's just
newborn
not,
babies. These are
yeah, just
newborn.
not yeah, that's just not cool at all. Just not cool. Um I know we had talked about some other things. Someone just sent me a story, and I wanted to highlight it about Beecher High School and
Okay.
how they're restoring Beecher High School. So, we have a lot of stuff that we talk about that's negative, and a lot of the stuff that's going on that's not good in Flint. But we have a feel good story about Beecher High School. But we have a gentleman here named his name is Matt Rizik Rizik that is helping to refurbish Beecher High School. And we don't, the high schools here outside of Flint, other than well, we have Southwestern, and that's it.
It's a dump. But now I did hear they were going to redo Whittier and Central. My concern with that is when they redo it, the Flint Community Schools will not own it. I'm hoping that I am wrong. I look for GISD or for Mott to own it. They will not let the Flint Community Schools even think about working on that property unless they can have a stake in it. So that's what has been the holdup as
Well,
long as I was on the board.
you
Now
know
they have
what? That area, they I at this point though, I'm just gonna tell you, I hate that it won't be influence schools anymore, because I think we fumbled, the area has fumbled the between the school boards and stuff like that. That I'm especially,
They didn't.
it,
Hey, 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 hey. Call it what it is. They didn't fumble it. They sold out. That's what they do. They hold stuff up until
I
they
tried
can
to
get the
sugarcoat it, but yeah,
no,
they
until
fumbled
they
the
can get the
bag.
right sellout in those positions, and then they execute. And
Yeah, so
they definitely have a sellout in that presidency right now. They have somebody who can't hardly make a sentence, but thinks she's a genius, and comprehension is definitely low. And I
well,
guarantee you,
she's been doing that for I mean, I don't know. I just, with Central, well, you, I met you at Whittier, but you didn't graduate from Central, but I graduated
yeah,
from
but
Central. So
right.
that one is kind of near and dear. So part of me is like, I hate that Flint schools let it go, but I am happy at least that something is being,
That is being
hopefully
restored.
something is
And
being
I don't know
done
that
to
they've
it.
let it go. That's just my prediction that they will not have full control over this. Somebody else will reap the majority of the benefit. And if Flint Community Schools are involved, they'll just get to slap their name down as a partner. They might let three of their kids come. Say if it's 2,600 students, uh, six Flint kids to get to come. Same thing with the skill center.
Like I
They
said, I just hate that with, when we were going to school in Flint, Flint had such a rich history. And I mean, you look at some of these schools um that were built when the money was flowing around here, and that we had money. And I remember 85, 84, 82. Well, I was 12, but anyway, that during that time we were a school district that, like, other school districts came to model, and we were the gold standard. And I remember when we graduated, we would have graduating classes of like 400 and 500 kids and stuff like that, which is still kind of small per se to some of the larger schools and some of the larger areas. But you got You got what? I think the last time I saw something from Southwestern about graduating, it was like what, 100 or 200 kids
Yeah,
graduating or something like
they don't
that.
have many students. And I'm gonna be honest, they in my opinion, because that's how I ended up in that lawsuit. Because I was trying to make the superintendent do her job. She refused to do her job. And if you try to make her do her job, she gonna run and file a lawsuit. And that's what she used to do. I think, in my opinion, we could have absolutely turned the Flint Community School District around. Plus, we had millions of over $100 million to do it with. But these people were dedicated to selling their soul because they wanted to be movers and shakers, and they thought they were going to be well connected and the who's of who. And so they fumbled the ball. And ultimately, nobody benefited from that situation, in my opinion, but Tom Patz, who received the bulk of that $600,000 she supposedly won. And she's riding the highway 2 hours one way every day to work, okay? And is taking a pay cut. And now she a principal instead of the
Uh,
superintendent. And you
Clack
got to be
said
there
it. Clack said
early.
it's still a Flint school.
It's gonna
Well,
still
that's
be a
good,
Flint
Clack.
school.
It's still gonna be a
That's
Flint
good.
school. That's
That's
good
real
because
good.
Flint had 4 Class A. Yes, that's another thing. We had a it was almost like a pipeline to with kids with especially like for playing sports and stuff out of here. And when was the last time you really heard a sports person coming
Any of
out
these
of
schools.
Flint? And I mean, you hear people coming from Flint, but most of the people that the sports people that are coming, like what's his name, Kyle Kuzma, I think was probably in Miles Bridges came out of Beecher, but I think, but Kyle Kuzma, you haven't he didn't he go like somewhere else? Didn't they send his mom and them send him down to Detroit or somewhere? I mean, you can't. I
I
mean,
don't blame her. I
I
don't
mean,
blame
even
her.
Jasmine's son, Jasmine, he couldn't. I mean, he died down in this area. I think because he, to get the education and also get the exposure for his talent. I mean, I don't know. Does Flint schools even have a basketball team? Does Southwestern have a basketball team? I don't even have a clue.
Well, you have to ask Michael Clark about that. Now, my thing is this: they're saying it's gonna still be a Flint school, and I hope so. With them messing with the federal allocation for public education, though, I think with what's going on right now in the administration, as far as the president and all of that public education debauchery, I just don't see how we will hold on. But I guess that's not my problem to worry about
Let me
anymore. But
read a
I am
couple of
concerned.
comments. B.
Go
Marie,
ahead.
I heard after March the 3rd, people will not be able to get their taxes done at Hasselbring. B, I don't know about that.
Well, I'm going to tell you what I heard tonight. What I heard tonight is they won't be doing taxes at Hasselbrink, but they have worked out something. They do have a program where the taxes will be getting done and the seniors will be getting a ride to get their taxes done. So Miss Bev, let me tell you something. Miss Bev is the
Yeah,
bomb.com. Okay.
Miss Bev
When I
is
say
if you
this
gonna say
lady is
work it
working
out, she gonna work it
overtime,
out.
yes, she is working overtime to work these things out. So yes, the seniors will be able to get their taxes done still because Miss Bev has worked on something on the backside to cover that. No, they will not be able to get them done at Hasselbrink this year, but she does have a tax preparator company that will be handling that for the seniors. So mass shouts out to Miss Bev Lewis, who is staying on top of her job and doing her thing. Like I said,
Uh,
she is what's happening.
so now I got something from Michelle Merritt. And hey, Michelle, Dr. Padroni talked about how the schools were intentionally attacked under Governor Engler. Yeah, he's a wealth of information. If I've listened to a couple of his podcasts and looked at a couple of his uh papers and things that he's done, and he's talked extensively. If you listen to Dr. Padroni, he talks about how Inkster schools were broken down, the Detroit schools were broken down, and he kind of gave us a preview of some of the things that have happened and are happening to the Flint school district. So he's got a wealth of information on that. Let's see who else is on here. Mr. Clack. Nah, y'all. Miles went to Southwestern. Oh, did Miles go to Southwestern? Okay. Kuzma went to Bendel. Okay. Well, Clack, I stand corrected because I don't profess to be nobody's sports fan. I mean, nobody sports expert. So I knew they didn't go to
Okay.
Flint schools. I knew that they weren't at Flint public schools. So um and
So
Snow,
somebody
you're
says,
absolutely right. The prep schools are the new way out of the hood. You're absolutely right. Well, you saw that it was kind of starting around like the Chris Webber Fab Five time. Remember, they took all of them out of like the Detroit public schools and stuff and had them at like Cranbrook or somewhere like that, I believe. So the groundwork was being laid 20, 20, 30 years ago on that.
so let's read some of the comments. It says, here's one from AC. Is he's talking about Rivet. He says she was not there as a candidate. Let's be clear. Rivet was there giving information to seniors about what we are entitled to. She wasn't there campaigning, and I did not vote for Rivet. Also, somebody says they despise Nilly and his cronies, and we do too. And somebody says this is not how you Gifted T says this is not how you treat how our seniors should be treated. I agree with you 110%. Also, Jessica Stewart says, and this adds validity to the notice of said vote splitter of being in a lead with the
Who?
mayor for from the jump. Yeah. The seniors got mixed emotions. They divided.
I
Yes,
think the
Miss Shannon
seniors
B.
just I think the seniors just had a place that was their place for them to fellowship. I think a lot of seniors, that was their place to be, their community. I mean, you have some people that maybe they don't have family members that are in town or that live out of town, and they don't have anybody to. So that was like their family. That was their interaction. Um, that was their way to go, and they play cards, they play dominoes, they had line dancing classes. So I think um, the the uproar that you feel now is more so just the panic that might be that was going to be taken away. So I think the thing with Miss Bev is, I mean, I hate that it's I hate that it's coming down to this. I hate that it has to be split up like this, but maybe everything happens for a reason. If she's got her own place, or got a place that she's at, that she's she's her own entity, and she don't have to, as May say, follow nobody's goofy rules or anything like that. Maybe sometimes this is sometimes things work for a better. So I'm tired of not being. I'm
Okay.
tired of being
Well,
negative about it.
right.
Let's.
Patrick G
She got to
says,
move on.
right. Patrick G says this is what happens when you trade your vote for a meal and a tree. Miss J say y'all need a sore loser law. No more write-ins. Then Miss J Williams says this is happening because Leon won't do anything independently with Nilly, even if it's right. Ms. Tara says those that switch their votes
Le-
and support, they quiet as mouses now. Yes, they is, Miss. Yes, they are. And
Leon
Miss
was
Jessica,
sent there to do Leon is
what he
there to
doing?
do
That's
what
right.
he's doing. So
Mess it up for the people and get paid. He getting his money, and I ain't mad. They fell for that. And and I'm not. Look, look. Maybe it wasn't clear. Maybe that's
Oh,
why I
they
think.
said, wait a minute, breaking news, breaking news. They said Diabito Domino said that Tiffany, that girl from Dalton, Illinois, lost her mayoral race.
Oh, did she run? Was she at a special election?
They must have had some kind of special election or something today. Let me
Because I
get
saw her
online.
in the news feed today looking distressed. That's good because she showed out, and we need to handle our business. And that says Jessica Stewart says, "Don't let them forget they ran their miles." I hope that particular person is happy with the consequences of the election in the first ward. Okay. There's a lot going on. Whitmer's State of the State is tomorrow. They put the Neelys in frames so they can laugh at them, knowing they betrayed Flint. They know the Neelys keep the water crisis swept under the rug. Mm, yeah. And then
I
St.
wonder,
Mark's
are they ever
somebody
gonna
told
pay
that the
that
others were
off?
not operating.
I
Yes.
wonder how long is it gonna take for them to actually pay that ever, if they're ever gonna pay that the money off for the water crisis.
Okay. Jessica says
What's that
Leon
Tiffany girl's name? Last name
Hanging,
is
Tiffany Hanger.
Hinyard.
Okay, Jessica Stewart says Leon and the vote splitters helped nearly destroy the first war, something that Mays fought to put an end and a stop to from happening. And that is absolutely right. AC Dumas, your page is hacked. Somebody said AC Dumas' page is hacked. Uh,
Dalton Mayor
Jessica,
Tiffany.
and now they're using his name as a step stool for their own platform. Let's hit that like, yep, let's hit the like button, click like and share. And what else we got up here? Um, yeah, they did disrespect Mr. Mays. They did. So Miss J say she just called. A dude is answering, said wrong number. House of Esther didn't just close. The administration forced them out. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. And I thought I was making that clear. But
Who
let me
just
be
called? Who just called?
Miss J, they said they're calling and they can't get through. Yes, the administration forced
Where's
the House Pastor out,
the
just like, and they use the
producer
same
J?
tactics that they're using to force Hasselbrink out. Once they get away with dirty pool, once they keep running it back. Just like sicking the police on the administration when the Ethics and Accountability Board didn't address Ed Taylor for sicking the police on Eric Mays and them that time when the Ethics and Accountability Board refused to even look at the complaint and the evidence.
Oh,
Okay,
wait a minute. Oh, hold
look.
on, y'all. Um, so it looks like it was a primary for Dalton. Trustee takes on Mayor Hinyard. Hinyard expresses confidence. Okay. No, I thought they said that she won. I mean that he won. People.
Okay, Michelle Merritt said, "Why is Garland Gilchrist going to speak knowing he has sat in the water crisis cover-up meetings? Happy Black History Month." Yep, and I'm not studying him. I'm not studying anybody that's in office and not addressing the water crisis issue. Okay, period. I don't
You
care.
know what? I'm gonna say this about the water crisis. So, um, you can't expect these officials to say anything if I mean you can't expect the people the officials to say anything if the people are letting it get swept under the rug. So I don't blame Gilchrist. I blame the residents of Flint.
Well, there's only so much we can do. We spoke out. We done took him to court. You know, when we got the head attorney who worked on the case for the people, cutting the people's throat, it's kind of hard to get restitution or justice. Okay, we have been just sold out by everybody
Yes.
who we
I feel
And
like
AC is talking about
that
a land grab. It is a land grab. They do. I've been saying they want that property over there at Hasselbring, and Nilly is desperate to control the vote over there in the first ward, and that's the biggest voting precinct, one of the biggest ones in Flint. Well, we're trying to let y'all call in, Carl Lewis, but they said that was the wrong number. Can we find out what's going on with the number? I have also a number, but I don't. It is not going to hook up to the to this though. properly. Producer Jay, what we got going on with our number? Is that the wrong number? And Billy should be and Billy should be a damn ashamed of himself for selling out for some breakfast and a cup of tea being cut down and was close to Councilman Mays. This is just sickening. It is. It is. I mean, this man done died, and all them people that used to support him, they just switched. Someone running around talking about I support Liddell Lewis. No wonder you in the situation you in. It's just sad because and then this is my thing. I understand, you're on hard times and you need some things. But these little few dollars these people are selling their souls for and selling their community out and selling out the next generation and stopping them for it's just ridiculous. Okay, Nilly thinks he's Nino Brown and taking over Flint like it's the Carter. Gifted T said, yep. Okay, and AC said he called, but it went to voicemail. Is this part of long-term effect to eliminate vulnerable segments of the community in order to make way for desirables? Yep, of the rich and white variety. I said it. Yes, Jessica Stewart, that's exactly what it is. They want us up out of here. And we're not turning over our land fast enough. I also want to say Mr. King also sat on the land bank board for many years. And yeah, now he's on the ethics board, and yeah, and also it's just sad. Mr. King definitely was a letdown for me. Okay, Miss J is calling in. Producer J Carol, are you going to run again? Are y'all taking call in since about 2020, 2021? I hope not. I don't want to run again. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to be bothered with Flint politics because the people don't care how well you serve them. If you look too proud, if you look too free, if you look too happy, then they're coming after you. And these people that run the capitalist situation can send darn near any Negro in your community, even those you've called brother and sister, that have sat next to you to cut your throat, and they be so proud to do it. So I just think that
I don't I don't see anything thus far that shows that Tiffany Henyard has lost out of Dalton. I don't see anything.
yes, Jessica, pay attention to the local mouths pretending to flop in favor of improving Flint while low key backing the forces trying to destroy it. And that is exactly what goes on. Do we hear it ringing? No, we don't hear. Producer J. Producer J. Hello.
Yes.
They're saying they're calling in and they're saying it's ringing or something. Somebody said a man answered the phone and said it was the wrong number. Should I try to call? Let me try to call the number. Let me try to call.
Do y'all not
Oh,
hear
it's
that?
ringing. Yeah.
That means
Answer.
somebody's on the line, and it's been doing that
Okay.
for 30 minutes.
How you answer the phone? Lord.
Who's supposed to answer it? Me or I don't know how to answer.
Girl, what's going on? Anyway, let me see what else is going on in the comments. We don't have to depend on the comments for now. I got the video of the house. It's covered with mess and bugs. What house? Oh, that's
What
the house
house?
the house with them kids in it. I saw it.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that house was that
yeah,
I don't
she
even
left.
want to show that picture of that house. That
She
house
left them
was
for 4
horrible.
years. Yeah, that's what I thought it was. Why
Yeah,
doesn't
that
no one
house was
even notice
horrible.
not only neighbors but family member. And see, that's what I'm saying about the dad. I'm very disappointed because he's talking about he hadn't seen his kids in years and he's been trying to see them. You a lie. You is a lie. You wasn't trying to see
I mean,
nobody.
what?
There's one thing
This
about it. If I'm a parent and I'm asking my baby daddy about my kids, and a few weeks go by, he can't tell me nothing. I'm finna catch a case. Okay, I got a gun on him. Like, where's my kids at? Either I'm going to the police or I'm taking matters in my own hands. But I'm getting ready to see my babies. Okay, ain't no 3, 4, 5 years going by, and I ain't contacted no authorities or laid hands on somebody. Let me see. She stopped paying up until October. So yeah, I thought the rent was not paid up. I thought they said. Okay, a lot of the members of Hasselbring support Nilly and Johnny Billings. I know what I am speaking because I attend just about daily. It's divided. And that's coming from Uncle AC. It is divided. It is
It's very
divided.
divided. And I mean, and Flint is divided. So, I mean,
It is. It
it,
is. It's
Flint
sad.
is
But
divided.
that's why we in the position we in. Because we just can't seem to take a stand. We just can't seem to stick together because somebody always want to be the leader and the boss that ain't qualified though usually. Food boxes everywhere. Oh, they talking about the apartment and how nasty it was. They said she's getting life as she should. So
But you gotta, you have to wonder, is there something going? Well, they did say she had some mental health issues. So,
yeah, I don't care about her mental health issues. I don't care about her. Beecher is a better school district than Flint. Anywhere is better than Flint now. And then don't get me started on them. Do not get me started on them. Some folks love divisive mess. They do, and that's really what has plagued us. That's really what has plagued us as a community because we can't seem to come together, and we always got some old Judas in our ear, and and it's so sad. The sad because I believe in working with and for everybody, but the sellout is real and it has to stop. And those people that are sellouts, we have to spread the word and let it be known that they're sellouts. Because a lot of these people are shown on our news, made to look like they're really working for the people. And the reason they get that kind of exposure is because they're working for the ops. And we've almost lost everything. We're losing everything. So with that being said, I just don't know really at this point if we can recover. I mean, I don't know if we can recover. I'm just at the point where and then this is the other thing. It's about time for us to get a real win, and it's about time for the law to show up and do their job. Let me see.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. I don't have faith in either. I don't have faith in. I too so much has happened, and I'm just very pessimistic about it. I used to, and then what? I mean, what we have going on nationally, who's gonna quote unquote save us?
So
Who's
I'm
gonna
calling the number two, Pastor Jay, producer Jay. I'm calling the number. It
who's
ain't
gonna
working.
save us?
Anyway, we got a situation. So, and I also want to talk about our spoken word poetry competition. That's still on. I'm working out the details for it. But if you have a poem, and Stephanie, do you have our email address so we can put it? But then can I?
Yes.
I can't get to that email, so no, no, because I want to be able to check the points. So here's what we're gonna do. I guess I'm gonna have to have you guys. You need to recite your. First of all, here's the rules of engagement. You have to recite your own poem because another person reading your artwork is not going to hit the same as you delivering your artwork because you know what the emotion, the meaning, and the emphasis in the message is supposed to be. So we need you to a spoken word contest, poetry contest, and I have a couple hot poems too that I want to share with you guys. And I want to do this during Black History Month, but I'm due to this DEI situation, I'm Black History monthing it all year long until we get this thing straightened out, especially as long as we're doing the blackout boycotts. I'm going to just continue to celebrate Black History Month, but I'm going to do spoken word too. And my spoken word is going to be, based around Black history because my poem that I want to share with you is based off of what happened during the George Floyd time. If you have a message about love, and we're coming up on Women's Month. So if you want to share a message about a special woman in your life or whatever, if you're just a hot poet and you got something that you think will be a blessing to us as artists and as lovers of poetry, please do share. So we're also putting together some raffles. We haven't came up with what the prize is going to be, but we are going to give out a cash prize. Um, and I know that the we're starting off with at least $100 for the first um, poetry. And I don't know if that's first place, second place, because I have an idea on how we're going to generate money. We have a lot of fundraising ideas that we're supposed to start implementing. So that's kind of a hold up too, because my plan is for us to do this poetry thing, and then our top poets. We have a showcase and some other things to generate funds because, like I told you before, we cannot defend ourselves as a community if we can't afford legal representation, which is why Hasselbring has found themselves in this position because although they got lawyers and we appreciate them and they done some great work for a little to no dollars hardly, we have to get our bankroll up because it's sad to say, but in our country, um, money equals justice. And without any, no money, no justice. And that's just the reality of the world we live in. Nobody else will probably tell you, but I'm going to be honest with you. That's the reality we definitely live in as minorities, okay? I just posted the information on TikTok and Facebook and XIG. Okay, thank you, Snow, and I appreciate you. I don't guess Stephanie has left me because why not put the energy to help your city instead of BS? Because a whole lot of
I'm
these folks
sorry, I was trying to figure out the phone thing.
in energy, and it's sad. Right, we're gonna have to talk to Pastor Producer Jay about that and see if he can help us with that. If Weaver was recalled on mainly lies, why we can't get scumbag Millie out with what he's doing? Because he, in my opinion, he's protected. Because I'm hearing that they're not even accepting recalls unless it rises to the level of malfeasance and all this, that, and the third. My point is, how can you decide you're not taking recalls if the people are recalling somebody? If the voters say I'm recalling them, how does the court get to say no, we're not taking your recall? And that's part of the problem we're having with dealing with this administration, because this man made the comment when I was on the ethics and accountability board to Joe King. Joe King threatened to go across the street to David Layton's office, and he told Joe King, go on over there. Layton wasn't gonna do nothing to him because Layton his friend. So I don't know. Okay, let me see. Right now, it says that Tiffany gets 536
Yeah.
votes, and Jason House got 3,896 votes. Go ahead, Jason. And that's
Yeah,
when
and
she
that's
gets
just the
a wild
that's the
cut vote.
primary. So she's out the prime. If that's the case, she's out the primary.
That's good for her. She should not have did all that low down mess
Yeah,
she's been doing.
she had
Let
a
me see.
well, she had a good little run. She wreaked a lot of havoc and she had a good run for her. What
And she
when did she
did
get in?
everything illegal
Twenty
that she
twenty
was
one.
big and bad enough to do.
Yeah, 2020, but she came in 2021 down there. I think I started hearing about Dalton, what, 2023? 20,
Well, it's a sad
2023.
situation what's going on over there. Excuse me. And we're gonna work on our phone line after we get off here because I'm very upset I didn't get a chance to interact with you guys because we had some fire topics this evening. Thinking outside of the norm, gun ranges in the hood. That's a clan hookup in the hood. Oh, yeah.
um somebody told me that they were talking about putting a gun. I heard something about a gun range in
Diablito, El
where was that
Demonio.
at? I want to say I think it was the I know at one time they were talking about the Southland Plaza, but then I know now that they are turning those into some kind of business condominiums or anything like that. But where were they talking about that gun range at? Was it the like that old Kmart area out there in Beecher?
Uh-huh.
I thought I heard something about the gun range or something out there.
Oh, I did hear that they were turning that into something, but I thought they said a flea market or something.
Maybe
I
they've had a couple of different things that they've tried to do. Um I mean, shout out to whoever's trying to do something, but I don't know if well, I guess I'd rather see people at the gun range practicing than out in the streets practicing, but um I don't, and then the flea market thing, I don't know if that would work here, but it might. I don't know. I ain't gonna squash nobody's dream though, but whatever. At least somebody's trying to come up with something with some of these empty buildings and stuff around here. At least somebody's trying to do something. We've got
Snow is
a
saying something is off of Stewart Street right now. Christopher
now it's off of
Sims said
Stewart.
he was-
Where on Stewart Street, Snow? On the Clio Road end or the Dort Highway end?
I don't know, but
Nah,
I, I,
nah,
I,
that's a
I,
very good description, Snow. Well, now how would I know?
he said by the old strip club bar, wherever that's at. Anyway,
Okay, and
anyway, we
again,
have
Snow, where on Stewart Street?
like we don't know where that's at. Snow, the old firehouse.
The
He
old
said the old.
firehouse.
Yeah, he said the old firehouse. Look, Clack know where it's at. Yeah,
Well, clack,
industrial. Everybody know where it's at except for me and you, Stephanie.
you.
We gonna have to pep it up. Yeah. By Legacy Funeral Home, they said. Okay,
Oh,
okay. I
okay.
kind of I know where
Kawana,
you
Kawana, really? You know Kawana?
at. Yep. Everybody know but me and you. We some
you,
lame stuff.
me and you
Start
lame.
coming
We don't know
outside.
where stuff is.
And then we don't know where nothing at. So anyway, we need to work on our phone line, and we will do that.
Uh,
Um,
It's and
and Tiffany
Tiffany is
is
off the
off the
ballot.
ballot for
Yeah, she
Thornton
lost or
Township.
soup. They did. Now they pulled a coup when they did that, when they got her off of that for the Thornton Township supervisor down there.
Mm.
Big Marie, you worse than us. Magic City is in Miami or somewhere or Atlanta. No, Atlanta. Where
It
Magic
used to
City
be a
at?
Magic City in Flint.
Did it?
Yeah,
Girl, okay. If y'all say
that's
so.
what I heard. And he said somebody, Carl Lewis said where the 50 grand was at, like you know where that's at.
Okay, Carl, the 50
She don't
grand,
know where that's at. They
50
said
grand, Carl,
Saginaw and
really?
Buick City, the old Buick City.
Well, it would make sense if it
Down
was
by there.
down
I know
there.
where it's at now. You know where the van club used to be?
I mean, I got an idea where it is now, but
Yeah.
when Snow was like near the old what's
By
the name bar, I'm like,
industrial.
dude, that must have
Hmm.
happened. That must have happened
They say a
after I
shooting range
left.
already over there. Lord have mercy.
So that's the training center for that. Remember the training center for the police department was there because remember that remember it was a big to do about 2 years ago because they were trying to sell it to the dispensary to a dispensary. I think they sold it to a dispensary.
I
I
don't
think
know
it
nothing
was a
about that.
dispensary down there. Yes,
So
you do.
anyway,
Because remember, what's the name was supposed to be buying a dispensary, Brenda Williams, and then
oh, oh,
they took it from her and gave it to somebody else.
it's over
Kawana,
2 streets from
stop.
the soup
You know
kitchen.
exactly where it is. Stop. I need you.
They said why we after our L7. We
Kawana, I
ain't
need
getting
you to
that.
stop.
Look, we ain't getting that kind of action, Carl.
Uh,
Our
what
little
you,
line sales, we ain't getting that kind of action.
Carl? Wait a minute. Now we had a Magic City. Okay,
Yeah, I knew
I,
that now, Stephanie. I just
I,
because look, because
mm,
back in my days when I had a boutique, I used to sell stripper poles and some stripper items. So I used to go down there and solicit the working ladies from time to time.
well,
So I kind of when he said Magic City, they took me
I
back.
must have been. That must have been when I was flying the friendly skies, cause I don't remember none of that.
They said something about Nellie's uncle ran that dispensary. Talking about some see, y'all wrong. Y'all don't
Okay.
do me like that. They talking about some
It's
see.
just we
Don't
go.
do be doing us.
Carl,
He's silly.
we
Okay.
Carl, Carl, we need to talk to you. We need to have a community conversation after 11 with Carl.
Snow talking about he really broke up in Magic City. Well, I'm glad they shut it down because I don't need you raising my fees
Yeah, I don't
because you
need you to
got to
be
go out there
broke.
with the working
Yeah.
ladies.
Yeah, because you trying to make some money with the working ladies, Snow.
And you let
I don't need you.
Snow, you let Miss Snow know I'm up in that gym. I'm gonna be slim and fine by the time this sunshine come out.
Bottle 100. Stop. Stop.
Nearly Hay seniors. Nearly Hay seniors, nearly Hay babies, nearly Hay young mothers.
Car-
Ooh.
Carl Lewis, what you mean I was squared up? That's when you squared up. Carl, stop. Stop it, Carl.
They know
You ain't
she
gotta
is a
tell
little
all my
nervous.
business. You ain't gotta tell all my business, Carl. Look, I I ran the streets when I was supposed to. Now I'm up on the sidewalk. I done got on the sidewalk.
So it was up in there, Snow. I had to look. I had to pay that. I had to pay that. That lease on that boutique. I had to take. I had to go to where the customers was. They weren't coming in the store. I had to take my show on the road. I sure was up in the little strip joint selling them little t-shirts and poles, stripper poles, portable stripper poles. I made a killing off them.
Hello. Hello, Sherry Allen. You had a portable stripper pole. I'm
Yes.
too. Yeah, again. We go look. You
He said we
okay?
not paying attention.
Yeah, we. He said we wasn't paying attention, but I was trying to. Well, no, he been sent that. We were trying to. Producer Jay, where are you? Are you still?
He gone. He said he throwing us off. So anyway, producer Jay putting us off. Cause we playing around and we just jaw jacking. We missed y'all so much till we just up here shooting the breeze. So producer Jay tired of us. But anyway, we got some more interesting things coming. We will and snow. We're gonna. I'm gonna sit down, me and Stephanie, and hash out the details of the spoken word contest. And I'm
No,
gonna have Snow.
no, Snow. We the Golden Girls. Remember?
Thank you for being a friend.
Ooh.
That's right. That's right. I gotta have somebody drive when I run to the car after I done hit them for all they let me quit acting a nut. They said we aunties now. That's all right. I'm all right with that. I'm
You
all
know
right with being
what?
an auntie.
Like I said, I ran the streets when I was supposed to.
Ran them down. I ain't miss out on nothing, did I? I
Yeah.
ain't, let me tell you something. And had a passport way back in the day. But I was leaving the country when you could use your birth
Your
certificate.
driver's license and your birth
And your birth
certificate.
certificate. That's right. So I ain't missed out on nothing. But anyway, we will give you the details to the poetry contest. Mr. Snow will be posting those and we'll share them also on this platform as well. So be looking for that. There will be some cash prizes. I know we're gonna give up at least $100 to a winner. Our plan is to put a poetry and talent kind of what do they call it? Because not really a contest. I really don't want to call it a showcase, a little
Oh,
showcase just to get some
also
things
another
going.
thing that we are going to do is I've been in contact with some of the black farmers in this area, and
Yes,
I am looking for a place for them because they have said to me that the farmers market wasn't viable for them. I don't know if it was something about the fees or something that they had, but they're looking for a place in this area closer to Flint to it's about 4 of them. Um and there's one that's got some chickens, so he's got eggs and so we have some organic produce
yep.
and things that will be made available to this area. We're trying to figure out what would be a viable day for them to come. These people, we'll have a list of them also, and they also do business at Easter Market. If you could, but we were trying to get them to come a little bit closer for those people that may not be able to make it down to Detroit. But if you will have their names and I think once they get their stall numbers and things together or their locations together at Eastern Market, we'll have their stuff posted. so that you can see that, because
Thank
we
you,
trying
Cynthia.
to we trying to get the community. We have a community conversation where we talk about what's going on in the area, but we're also trying to make this um a, a thing where we give out information that you can use to uplift and to make us healthier and a better community.
Yes.
So with that being said, I want to make
Mm,
sure that we have that together. So
yes.
well, y'all, I guess it is 9 o'clock and
It's time to wrap
I
up.
got to go to work in the morning.
And I'm over here sweating. Y'all done got me over here. Y'all done talked about me and talked about me and Stephanie down at the Magic City. I done got to sweating and
No,
having a
they
hot
talked about
flash.
you at the Magic City. I didn't know where I don't even know where it was.
Nah, we gonna give
I,
first place at
I ain't
least
claiming that one.
$100. Second place $50, maybe third place 35. But we're gonna get it together because we want to do a little better than that. But like I said, we have several things planned and we're working on it because we a two-woman band, okay? And we have some very demanding jobs, as we've told you before, but we're dedicated to working for the community and keeping you posted on the events and the things that are happening around us, trying to navigate this situation and trying to survive this president and this mayhem, right? So stay tuned. We'll give you updates and we're going to do a little better about our detailing as well. Going to work on the phone line. We got a lot of stuff we got to work on, but time to kick it up and get it in motion. So that's what we'll do. Is there anything else? Look, my hair falling. I'm sweating. Oh, Lord. Anyway, you guys have a be safe. Have a good night, but be sure to tune in Thursday to Black Money Matters, clutching my pearls, clutching your pearls, with me, Stephanie, Karen Weaver, and our very own Miss Elizabeth Taylor. We come on at 7 o'clock on Thursdays. We need your support. Black Money Matters. Stay tuned. We'll be bringing you the news that affects you, things that will benefit you, and we will keep you informed. We appreciate your support. And until next time. Oh, and also 1420 Gospel Station AM at 5 o'clock on Fridays. I do a 15-minute community conversation. I have the hottest radio station on 1420 AM, poking fun at Mr. Dumas. But anyway, also stay tuned on Fridays at 5 and Thursday at 7 o'clock for Catching My Pearls on Black Money Matters. We appreciate
Carol,
you.
Snow
Yes.
making fun of you. He telling all your
What?
business.
What do you say, killing
He
me?
see you in there in 2000.
I was in there too. I sure was in there getting my coin. Look, I'm a businesswoman. I gotta do what I gotta do. They need portable poles, and I have portable poles. Get out, girl.
Oh,
All right,
shoot.
yeah.
All right,
Well,
then.
we'll
Well, we're
see you
about to get out
guys.
of here, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to
Love
you next
yourself,
week.
love somebody else. Treat people right. You don't have to be mean and hateful to tell the truth. You can tell the truth and be honest, but when somebody deserves a pat on the back, some flowers, or some kudos, be mature enough to give it to them. Help somebody else and try to uplift your community. You done, Steph?